What is going on, Raiders? Soda Dragon here. Welcome, and I hope you guys are doing well. So what have I got for you guys today? An update to a Spider's Den 24-25, well, actually all levels, strategy that does not require any cold hearts. And I think this team is about as budget as you can get, or almost as budget as you can get for Spider 24-25. So guys, here's the team. Check it out. We have Acoth for the AoE HP burns. We have Armiger there in the lead to tank those spider hits, but he's going to be protected with the unkillable from Paragon there. And also Armiger has that turn meter reduction. Really important in this run. So Armiger has turn meter reduction. We have Syl of the Drakes in there for her A1, her turn meter reduction as well. And we have Lich for his turn meter reduction and decreased speed. So we have plenty of champs here with turn meter reduction. In fact, Paragon actually has turn meter reduction on his A1, though it doesn't land that often. So guys, as far as substitutions go, the only irreplaceable person on this team is Paragon. Everybody else can be replaced. So for example, for Vizix, you can replace her with another Paragon that should be equal turn meter reduction if he gets a crit with the same speed Paragon as her. So yes, you can replace her with another Paragon. And as far as Lich, yes, you can replace him with a Paragon, but remember, we get decreased speed on the main spider from Lich, which is great. Now, could you replace him technically with another Paragon? Yes, you could, but everybody will have to be faster on the team to make up for that lack of decreased speed on the main spider. And as far as Acoth here, replace him with any HP burn champ, though he works really well. Unbooked, he has a 3-turn AoE HP burn, so really get so much benefit out of Acoth without even having to book him. So he's definitely a great choice. So guys, how does this run work in a nutshell? Well, firstly, let's talk about how to deal with the spiderlings. So 2 champions on this team deal with the spiderlings. They are Armiger and Paragon. Now in Armiger, we find an irresistible target for the spiderlings. He's low level, low rank, not ascended, and he's barely geared. Of course, the spiderlings are going to attack him because they think they can kill him in like one hit. So he's absolutely irresistible, even on a bad affinity. When Spirit is the strong affinity, like Armiger's Spirit, they will still attack him. I mean, that's how much of a weak target he is. Now, how do we keep him alive, tanking those hits? Well, we got Paragon here, casting Unkillable repeatedly on Armiger. And guys, this is full auto. You don't have to do anything, all right? Paragon will continually cast that Unkillable on Armiger. So secondly, how do we deal with the main spider? Well, firstly, we don't want the main spider to ever take a turn, not even one turn. So all these champions here, except for Acoth, have turn meter reduction. So we're turn meter reducing that main spider, plus we're getting that decreased speed from Lich. And how do we kill that main spider after turn meter reducing him? Well, that's where the AoE HP burn from Acoth comes in. That's basically it. All the spiderlings take their turns, and because they're HP burned, they are going to take that damage away against the main spider. So guys, after I released my first video, I started getting a few comments saying this comp doesn't work anymore. That's why I'm basically doing this video, just to retry things for myself, just to make sure this does still work. And yes, absolutely 100%, if you gear your champions like I do, which I'm going to show, this still works. That means, guys, if this comp does not work for you, it's on you. Because yes, it absolutely still works. I tested it. And if you gear your champions the right way, and guys, if you actually pay attention to the whole video, all the details, yes, this absolutely will work for you. Now guys, we're gonna start off today by actually looking at the gear stats and masteries of the champions. I know I usually do it at the end, but I think it's really important to do it at the beginning because you need to get your Armiger tank right, or whoever you're using to tank the spiderlings. So guys, let's start off with some Armiger spiderling tank details. So what do we need out of our Armiger? Firstly, you're gonna keep him at 2-star, okay? Do not rank him up. His level is fine. He can be level 20, level 1, it doesn't matter. Keep him at rank 2. Do not ascend him. Once again, do not ascend him, and do not put any more than 3 pieces of gear on him. Once again, do not put any more than 3 pieces of gear on him. If you fail to follow any of these rules, then your run will likely not be successful. Now, as far as stats, really, there's only 3 that we care about. Firstly, crit rates, because he needs to get a crit in order to turn meter reduce, and that's a really important part of his kit, so definitely get that 100% crit rate. And another thing is the speed. We need him to be a little bit over 150 and a little faster than Paragon. Once again, a little faster than 150 and a little faster than Paragon. And the last thing we need is going to be accuracy. So ideally, you're going to go for a 250 around their accuracy. Now, it's very hard to get. I don't even have it fully, but that's what you're shooting for. I'm just telling you, if you want that consistent turn meter reduction on the A1, you want to have about 250 accuracy. If you can get over 200, that'll probably work most of the time. So don't stress yourself out too much. Don't overglyph or anything like that. But yeah, ideally, you're shooting for about 250 accuracy to consistently land that decreased turn meter on the A1. So as far as speeds, where is Paragon going to land? Well, he's going to be faster than 150 because 150 is the speed of spiderlings, and we need to be faster than the spiderlings, but just by a little bit. But Paragon needs to be slower than our Armiger here at 157. So what's Paragon's speed going to be? Between 151 and 157, or whatever speed your Armiger is. That's it. He's going to be right in the middle of those spiderlings and your Armiger. Now, some of you guys might be saying, how do I get these stats, these 3 stats out of only 3 pieces of gear? And my response is, it's not easy. There's no way around it. I'm not going to say this is an easy comp as far as gearing. Now, is it easy as far as champions? Sure. This is the most budgety comp in the world, especially considering the substitutions you can make. But as far as gearing and your Armiger, it's not the easiest, especially getting that accuracy. Make sure you use that accuracy chest. That's what you really need, because you're not going to be having a banner with your Armiger. And as far as masters for Armiger, I don't have any. Now guys, this is so important, I'm going to say it again. No more than 3 pieces of gear. No more than 3 pieces of gear. This is probably the main reason why most of you guys are failing with your Armiger Spiderling tank. You gear him up too much. No more than 3 pieces. Guys, next thing, let's look at our Paragon. So I have him in mixed sets. Really, it doesn't matter. All you need are certain stats. So the number 1 stat you need by far is his speed. That's it. Remember, he needs to be faster than the Spiderling, so faster than 150, but slower than your Armiger. Remember, our Armiger is 157, so here Paragon sits comfortably right in the middle at 153. Now, a secondary stat you can go for if you want to, but you don't necessarily need to, is going to be accuracy, because he does have that turn meter reduction on his A1, and it's nice to land that sometimes. So if you guys want to build in the accuracy, go ahead. That will probably reduce the speed requirements for your whole team, having 1 more character with turn meter reduction. So that's definitely possible. And remember, guys, you don't have to build him tanky at all. No one on the team is going to take any hits except for Armiger, and he's going to be protected. So these guys don't have to be built tanky at all. And as far as books, guys, Paragon does need to have his A2 here, damage control, booked. So use as many books as you need to book out this A2. But after you get that booked out, you can stop. And as far as masteries, Paragon does not have any. Now, some of you guys might be asking, is it possible to do this with a 3-star level 30 Paragon? It might be. You can test that out, but it definitely works with a 4-star fully ascended level 40 Paragon. If you want to try 3-star level 30 fully ascended 3 stars, then yes, you can try that out. It might work, but I will guarantee you this works right here. Next up, guys, got one of the most underappreciated champions in this game, especially when it comes to Spider's Den, and he is Lich, and here I have him in 2 divine speed sets and a speed set. Now, as far as what stats you need for your Lich, there's only 2 that really matter. The first one's going to be speed, so don't make your Lich really any slower than this, about 230. Faster is fine, but not slower. And you're going to need the accuracy to land that decreased turn meter and decreased speed. So accuracy, once again, we're looking at shooting for about 250, but if you can get over 200, that'd be good. Once again, guys, remember, for everyone on the team, including Armiger, they don't have to be tanky at all. So we're not putting any HP defense, anything like that. No one on the team has to be tanky. Now, as far as skills for this particular comp and this run, yes, try to get this A3 booked out. Really, you want that cooldown all the way down to a 3-turn cooldown. Any more than that, 4-turn, 5-turn cooldown, he's just not going to do this enough. So definitely try to book out your A3 here. And as far as masteries on Lich, he doesn't have any. Next up, guys, got Akoth the Seared. So how is he geared? I have him in 2 speed sets and an accuracy set. So similar to Lich, the only stats that we really need from him are 2 of them, and they're going to be speed and accuracy. So the speed here I have at 238. Consider this like the minimum. Faster would probably work better. So if you can make him faster than this, make him faster than this. As far as accuracy, we see we're pretty close to that 250 target that we're shooting for. Now, as far as books, Akoth does not need any for this particular run, and actually, because we're using him for his A2 here, his AoE HP burn, when you book him, it does more damage, which is actually a bad thing. It's better to not book your Akoth for this specific run, because you don't really want to do damage to the Spiderlings besides the HP burn damage. And here you see with the books, we're not even reducing the cooldown. We're just doing more damage on this A2, which hits and then spreads out that HP burn. So ideally, you actually would not have this A2 booked out. It actually works better. And as far as masteries, my Akoth does not have any. Lastly, guys, let's look at Seal of the Drake. So how have I geared her? I basically have her in a mishmash of different sets. So just like with Lich and with Akoth, the only 2 stats we're looking for are speed and accuracy. That's why you can really put any sets that you want on her to reach those thresholds. So here we're looking at 225 speed, Once again, consider this like the minimum. Faster than this would be better. In accuracy, we're looking at over 250 or at 250, and we're looking at 278 here. So pretty good with the accuracy, but those are the only two stats that we need. So use whatever gear pieces that you have to get these stats. They don't have to be matching sets either. Broken sets, it doesn't matter. Just get these two stats. Now, as far as books, I would say use enough books as you need to book out the A1 for the most consistent results, because really want a 100% chance to land that turn meter decrease when she has the accuracy. And of course, you're gonna make sure she does have that accuracy. So it really works best with this A1 fully booked out if you can. As far as masteries for this particular physics of mine, not many masteries as you can see. Make sure for Armiger to turn off the A2 here, later rest, we don't need it. Paragon, make sure to turn off this A3 and make sure to turn the A2 as a first priority. So he's gonna make sure that he uses that unkillable when it's available. He doesn't always do that, even if it's available. So that's the thing, you have to make sure you turn it to number 1. Akot the Seared, make sure to turn off the A3 here, Pyretic Release. We don't need it. We're only using him for his AoE HP burn and then the A1. So physics, all we're using her for is her A1, that's it. So turn off the rest of her skills. And as far as Lich, turn Enervation to the first priority, turn off the A2, and that's gonna be it for him. Now guys, as far as what stages to run, this comp works on all stages and all affinities. Yes, even 24-25, like upper stages. That's probably why you're watching this video. Now that being said, this comp works better on certain affinities, and they are going to be non-blue affinities or non-magic affinities. Why is that? Because sometimes Armiger gets weak hits against those magic affinity bosses when they are magic affinities, so he's not going to turn meter reduce. So that really messes up the team if Armiger is not contributing to turn meter reduce that main boss. Can it still work? Yes, I'm going to show you one where it works, but it's definitely not as consistent as, for example, stage 24. So for this particular comp, I recommend you run it at stage 24, not stage 25, for the most consistent results. Now guys, as far as how long this run takes, it's going to take a few minutes, but really considering how budget it is, you can't really complain. If you guys want like a speed run, you're going to need to get your hands on some Cold Hearts, Sissia, Crypt King Grawl, champs like that. If you don't have them and you want to do Spider 24-25, there is no more budget way than this. Alright guys, that is it for my updated Paragon cheese strap for the Spider's Den. Yes, this team still works, so if it's not working for you, then you're doing something incorrectly. Guys, make sure to let me know in the comments what you think about this comp and if you plan to use it. And if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, and share. Turn on all notifications. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.